let's get a Sub-Zero update. Let's get a Sub-Zero. My boy's getting bigger, right? Let's go. Come on. He's like Djokovic right now beating Nishioka. He's like, whoa, 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 whoa. Let's go. All right. High five for Sub-Zero. Can you give me a high five? Can you give him a high five, Carla? Can you give him one?
He's my boy, not your boy. You got a girl dog.
All right.
Stick to your girl dog.
Oh, man.
Hey, Alpha.
He is too heavy. He is too heavy. He takes a lot out of me to pick him up.
He's heavy.
Goodness.
He's a heavy.
All right, you ready to lock in?
Yeah.
Let's go. All right, we are starting. Let's get down. Come on. Welcome back as always to another. Welcome back as always to another 5K tennis discussion. Today is Monday, May the 23rd, 2022. Is that correct? The 23rd. Two shout outs to start today's show. Shout out number one is to someone that left a comment yesterday, and my apologies if you've left a comment before and I just realized the name, but it was a great comment either way, and I'm going to give it a stat of the day. So the comment goes to Issa D Ace, ISSADACE, Issa D Ace. He made a comment. She indicated that Novak Djokovic, if he were to win the French Open, would be the first tennis player ever to have won every major at least 3 times.
Excellent.
Didn't know that.
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
Stat of the day. Can you imagine that? Having won every major 3 times?
Awesome. I don't think it'll happen, but yeah, not this one. Maybe the next time, yeah.
Can you imagine having won the French Open 13 times?
No, I can't.
Wow. Second shout out goes to my father. As you all know, if you've been following this channel for the past 4 years, my father, a lifetime tennis player, 84 years young. He's very much a great coach. He made a printout for us. So I'll take it down. And yes, we're not baseball players, but he made like a baseball sign, and it says baseball life lessons. So what I'm going to do is read you these life lessons, and I want you to tell me if you agree or disagree metaphorically in terms of tennis. Number 1, never give up. Number 2, it's okay to strike out. Raducanu, it's okay to lose once, or to almost lose once again. Number 3, do your absolute best. Number 4, teamwork is the best work. Except in tennis, it's just you.
Yeah.
There's a difference there. Number 5, keep your eye on the damn ball. Watch the ball. Number 6, aim for the fences. However, yes, strive to do better, strive to do well, but in tennis, don't aim the ball over the fence. Aim it inside the baseline, the single sidelines, for crying out loud. Or in the service box if you're serving. Number 7, always swing hard. In tennis, yes, but always swing freely, right? Because hard, you look like Sakari. Freely, you look like Federer or Djokovic, right? Okay, number 8, cheaters never win. Men, pay attention to that. Don't cheat on your wife. Don't do it because it never works.
For anyone, don't cheat. It goes both ways, men and women.
Yeah, there's an old saying, at least in our house, that there's 3 things we don't like. If you lie, cheat, or steal. It's better just to look at someone in the face and tell them, you know what, I don't like you anyway. No disrespect, but I just don't kind of gel with you. It's better than telling someone, you're the best things to sliced bread. And then, the next day you tell someone behind their back, this guy's a dipshit. And then it gets back to them. And then there's like, just tell them from the get-go, you're a dipshit. Okay, number 9, sacrifice is necessary in the most crucial moments. Yes, this is correct. Okay, except in a tennis match, the most crucial moment might be a match point, and you definitely don't want to sacrifice a shot in the net. Okay, number 10, you can't do everything by yourself. Agreed. In life, at work, and teamwork, like team-oriented sports, but in tennis, you better damn well try to do it by yourself. Number 11, your brain is your most important muscle. Yes. Okay. Hence why be kind, because everyone you meet is fighting a tough battle. The brain, the mind, the soul wraps into that. The muscles go out the window. Don't forget to use your brain. Number 12 and the last one. If it's what you love, never stop loving it. Okay. That's like me with Carla. If it's what you love, never stop loving it. She woke me up this morning going crazy. I still love her though. She was going crazy this morning.
No, it wasn't.
Oh, you were going crazy.
Was Alex Rios that Serena's won each time for more than 3 times.
Oh, well, maybe Mad Men.
Men.
And yeah, don't call me out on that call. It's the ace, but I think it's male. I should go to the comment and read it. I should go to the comment and read it. Let's quote.
Well, Serena's in a whole league of her own.
Let's quote the brother's comment.
I'm sure that Martina Navratilova has that too, as well, right?
Let me find it. About the
I'm sure that Martina, players like Martina Kristofer have done this.
I'm gonna find it.
Who else?
I'm glad it's become a topic.
How many has Australian? That's where Nadal fails.
Yes.
What about Federer? Federer hasn't won. No, that's right. The French.
No,
yeah.
I'm gonna find it. Hold on.
And Nishioka is too small to hurt Djokovic. That's like the Thompson match, boring, straight through. Justin's like, oh, this player can give him trouble. I'm like, and how long can he keep running and running and running and running and running and running? You can't keep that up forever.
I'm so. Oh, here it is. I found it. So lucky. Okay, this comment is from Issa Diaz. The same comment I'm getting thrashed about. Not really. Just kidding. Quote. I would even say that Djokovic is more motivated than last year. Agreed. First of all, he doesn't know if he'll be allowed to play at the U.S. Open, which means he only knows that he'll be allowed to play the French Open and Wimbledon. In addition, if he wins, he will be the first male player to win 3 slams on all surfaces. That's why I think Djokovic is super motivated, and I think maybe you guys are right, as you are the experts, but to me, it looks like he is playing better this year. Thank you for the comment.
I don't think he's playing better this year so far. Not so far.
Thank you for the comment.
I think he played better last year.
We've seen him dominate to the point
I don't think he's playing better this year. I think he'll get there. I don't
Yeah.
think he's playing better so far. He's getting there.
Yeah, we tend to forget that players like Rafa and players like Djokovic can play at 65-70% of their best and still beat 90% of their opponents. We tend to forget that.
Yeah.
Djokovic on certain years.
I've seen him way better.
Yeah, if someone can come out with a knowledge drop over here, there are years where Djokovic and Nadal have both come out of the bag as well as Roger and just freaking dominate everybody, make everybody look stupid. I don't think Djokovic is making everybody look stupid now.
Yeah.
However, when Nishioka in the match that they're playing now, by the way, had a 7-game first game in the first game of the first set, I thought that was kind of stupid, but he's been steamrolling ever since. And by the way, we do have the Djokovic scores here.
He should steamroll. I mean, the guy's like 5'6", 7". I mean, you can only keep running with your small legs. Playing a guy that can hit corners for so long. That's tiring. That's exhausting. And someone that can play on the surface better than you can. And with the experience.
Yeah, Djokovic is up 5-love. He's
it's like the Thompson match. Well, we were busy doing air. I saw the 2. I was like, okay, this is going to be pretty quick. But then again, he's Australian. So back to my Australian thing. You're from Australia. You're not going to do well on clay unless you're Barty.
But some of the best commentary people are from Australia. Cam Williams, what's up, bro? He's
No, I get that, but
you can't. So it's.
I'm talking about playing on the surface.
Oh, okay.
What does that have to do with anything? I mean, playing on the surface. Just saying.
Yeah.
Mitrovic says Djokovic can't play stellar anymore, nor Nadal, but they can play on experience. We see that in the last Roland Garros semifinals. That's right. I think the best of what they had to give us is gone, but because the rest of the field is mediocre, they can still win.
Agreed.
It's not that I saw the best of Djokovic when he was dominating. The best of Djokovic like a few years ago.
Yeah.
A year and change it. I don't see that anymore.
Yeah.
See him as vulnerable.
Yeah.
But the rest of the field, they're not confident. They don't believe in themselves.
Yeah.
You know?
Novak has had multiple years where he comes out looking like the best year. And so has Nadal.
But they look vulnerable. Both look vulnerable. But come on, Novak turned 35.
Yeah.
How old is Nadal? 36, 35?
I think he's 35.
I mean, they're getting older. Their body's getting older. I mean, Iron Man's outfit was horrible.
Someone actually brought that up?
Yeah, Alex Criard. I did see Iron Man. I said, what the hell is my man wearing? It had like a bird, a snake, like a skull. I'm like,
I liked it. I
didn't like it. Of course you would like it.
I liked it.
I know why you like it, because you don't know how to match your clothes. That crap was like, He might as well go to Africa and wear one of their outfits with all that jumbo all over it. I mean, come on.
Why's it gotta be Africa?
Because, it doesn't match. It's like all these, New York, when you used to go to school, the kids from different countries.
That's like you saying you should go home to Honduras and throw AK-47s on my shirt because that's what indigenous the gangs in Honduras.
They don't mind.
Why's it gotta be to Africa with the snakes?
And it looked like stickers. Good point. It's like you go to Central America, the kids are wearing the American brands. They don't even match. Like, I'm like, what is that? It's like you put on your clothes.
I liked it.
He wears a pink hat with an orange shirt and green shorts. I'm like, what is that? I'm like, it's horrible.
Pink, orange, P-O-G, pink, orange.
Like, he don't know how to match. So, I mean, it looked like he was wearing stickers. You're right. Raducanu celebrating to be the junior.
That's funny.
Horrible match. The commentators saying that's a great match.
Furzio and I, we are going to talk about that. We have a whole segment on the ridiculously hideousness of the Tennis Channel's commentary during the Raducanu match when they were talking about, quote unquote, such an impressive win by Raducanu, such an impressive win for the young girl. And they would slip up, not remembering that the person she was playing was younger than her at 17, not remembering that she had just won a major, not remembering that all of you people, not you understood. I mean, just.
Alex, sweetheart, but she's not a junior. She won a slam. She technically is not a junior.
Yeah, look, if you win a slam, you're in big person.
And by the way,
come on.
I'm sorry, but Flo, I mean, I think you're from Asian descendant, and I don't see where Emma Raducanu is pretty at all.
I do. I think.
I don't think she's pretty.
I think she's a pretty.
I'm from New York, and I had a lot of friends that were from China, Japan, and there were some beautiful girls.
Okay.
She's not pretty.
So tell me.
She's not pretty.
Tell me some things that don't, in your opinion, that do not make you feel like Raducanu was super pretty versus some other people that you do think that they are very pretty.
She's not. She's
How?
just normal.
What is it?
She's just a normal looking girl.
Explain.
There's nothing like you can say, baba, boom, like, wow, that's a pretty girl. Like Ivanovic, you saw her walking from far away, you were like, wow, you had to stop. Or like Kornikova, you had to stop. There's a lot of girls that you can stop for on the tennis court, but definitely not her. I just don't see it. I'm sorry.
It's like Vanilla Ice. All right, stop.
Check it out and listen. I don't see it. I just don't see it. I think Kerber is way prettier than Raducanu, in my opinion.
Speaking of Angelique Kerber, Carla on yesterday's show indicated multiple times over that because Angelique Kerber had played so much tennis that she was going to lose. Carla said she said she almost had it.
She almost had it.
Shoulda, coulda, woulda.
But I was right about Osaka. I was right about Opelka.
All right, so with the introduction done, we're starting today's show with this. We're going to talk about the Naomi Osaka match and how our morning began. All right, so Carla, let me get this out, so don't cut in. You can tell your side of the story. So this morning, Carla and I, we always get up at around between like 4:30, 4 in the morning, 4:30 in the morning, and like 5:15. We don't have to have an alarm clock. We just are up, right? Mm-hmm. Our first thing that we do, one of the two of us, is to click the coffee pot on. Generally, it's her. Just saying. So I'm throwing you a bone here. So this morning, I wake up and I think I got up at about 3:30 and I went back to bed until around like 5:15 or something. Mm-hmm. Okay, so I woke up and I flipped on the TV. I don't want to lead on the. Was that the first thing? Because this is a big story. Mm-hmm. So I flipped on the TV, right? Mm-hmm. So I flipped on the TV and Amanda Anisimova and Naomi Osaka were playing. All right, and they had just started the match, and I had opened my eyes, literally. I turned on the lamp next to the bed. It was still dark out, and I turned on the TV. So the first thing that I saw was Anisimova. And I told Carla, and usually in the morning, because I wear contacts, but glasses if I have my contacts out. So I didn't have my glasses on nor contacts. So it was blurry. And I told Carla, she was walking out to go down the stairs and, down to turn the coffee pot on. And, we had just gotten out of the bed, right? So ultimately what occurred is I saw Anisimova and I indicated to Carla that, and I'm quoting this, I wrote this, that Anisimova looks old and out of shape. That's all I said. I just said it kind of under my breath. And Carla looked back at me and said this, quote unquote, and Anisimova just had sex. Okay, so let me rephrase this. I wake up, man, I'm tired, man. Okay, get some coffee. I mean, man, what are we doing? all right, it's raining outside. I can't go teach her. Oh, it was our grocery store day anyway. And I'm like, man, Anisimova looks old. And she's like, she just had sex. I'm like, what did you just say? Wait a minute. She's like, yeah, you can tell. And I'm like, what? You telling me she just got, went through her ordeal in the locker room? And she's like, no, that's not what I said. And I'm like, that is what you said. That is what you said. Now, let me finish the second chapter of this. So first of all, I'm dumbfounded by this incredibly ridiculous comment. And usually she says things, and then when I catch her on it, she's like, no, I didn't say that. I'm like, yeah, you did. And she's like, no, I didn't. And I'm like, you did, I sure did. And she was like, no, you're not hearing correctly. And then comes,
I explain myself.
okay, and then comes the theory. And then comes the theory that there is two theories of arguing with a woman, and neither one works. So I told myself, so she tells me Anisimova just had sex, and that's why she looks old. And then I'm sitting, and then let me finish.
Yeah.
And then I'm sitting there, and I'm telling myself, Justin, shut up. It's the morning. If you talk back to her, she's gonna throw that damn dog at you. Okay, so I didn't want any part of that, so I kept my mouth shut. Okay, so she went downstairs. I'm like, okay, so she walked downstairs. So there's one thing I don't like. I have a phobia of certain things. One is needles. I can't stand needles. Like, I have no cavities at 44 years old ever in my life because I have a phobia of having a needle stuck in my mouth. Anyway, but I don't like toilet tissue. I hate toilet tissue. Like, if I get a cold and I have to blow my nose with the feeling of toilet tissue on my face, I just hate it. So instead, I keep a pile of older t-shirts and towels that we're not going to use, that are out of commission, and I will blow my nose on them, and I keep it kind of next to the bed sometimes. So if I have allergies or I have a little bit of a cold, I keep it next to the bed. Okay, fair enough. So after Carla just told me Anisimova looked old because she just got tagged in the locker room prior to the match, I sit there on the side of the bed, and I have to blow my nose. So I look down with no contacts or glasses, and I see this blur of what looks like my normal white t-shirt that's about to get thrown away or whatever, and I pick it up to blow my nose on it. Homegirl had gotten up at 2 a.m. and the little puppy had peed in our room. Okay, she stepped in it. She stepped in the pee and wiped it up with a towel and put the towel next to my bed, knowing damn well I was gonna reach for that damn towel. So then at 5 a.m., at which I have a very weak stomach in the morning, a gag reflex, like brushing your teeth, you stick the toothbrush down your throat, makes you kind of gag. Imagine walking up to a towel, like all free, like, yeah, French Open's on, let's go. Carla just talked about getting tapped in the locker room. Now let me blow my nose. And then I took that big breath in. Oh my God, it was rancid dog urine. I walked down the hallway. I dry heaved all the way down the bedroom, all the way to the stairs. I couldn't even call Carla's name out because I was yakking all the time. Now, my question to you is, Carla, how would you rate my morning on a scale of 1 to 10?
Awesome. First of all, I don't blow my nose at an old towel. And if I see a towel on the floor,
but you know me for like 15 years.
But if I see something on the floor, I'm definitely not blowing my nose on it.
If I wiped up dog's pee, I wouldn't put it next to a brother's bed.
I forgot about it. It wasn't next to the bed. It was next to the door.
It was next to my head.
Next to the door. True. What I meant was that Anisimova is having sex already, meaning that you can tell when a girl becomes a woman. There is something about their body that changes. It's factual.
I'm getting dumber here.
It's factual.
So you're telling me all those women out there get fat after they have sex for the first time?
No, your body changes. It becomes wider. Meaning, like, you can tell Coco is still a little innocent girl. You can see it. Anisimova, when she started on the tour, she was thin. She didn't have big breasts, blah, blah, blah. You can see that she's developed into a woman. She's obviously sexually active. You can see it in her face.
What? Carla is right.
Guys, you can't tell.
What?
But girls, you can tell.
What? I'm dumber now. I'm dumb at this point. I'm getting dumber as this conversation continues. You can tell. You can tell me if you look at a young lady or a young man based upon the way they look, if they have had intercourse or not.
There's something about a young girl, their body changes.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, you can tell the innocent girls and not the innocent girls.
Well, give me some characteristics,
you can
Carla.
see it, their hips kind of widen.
Oh no.
Their top gets a little heavier. Someone mentioned the pill. They start taking the pill early. Yes, their face becomes swollen. You can see it. They have some water weight.
Holy crap.
Justin?
All ugly.
Please. I know. Trust me.
Are you believing this hypothesis here? She can straight up tell you by the way you look if you are active or not.
I'm not talking about somebody they had sex that day or not. I'm talking about you can tell usually if a young girl is still innocent or not.
Can you give me some characteristics? If you're going to say
just
something,
told
back
you.
it up with something.
I just told you that you can see it in their body.
Like what? Yeah, okay, what? This
The
girl,
way they act.
how is that? Like she's walking with like, yeah, I woke up this morning and got a little
No,
something versus
you
like,
can tell.
ooh, what is
You
it?
can tell. You can tell.
Can you give
I
some
can tell by
tips?
going to my girl's school what girl's innocent.
Okay,
I
how?
can tell.
How?
You can tell by the way they act, the way they behave, the way they look, how their body has transformed. You can tell.
Can you give me an example though?
I told you their hips get wider, their top gets heavier, their face gets a little swollen, especially if they're taking the birth control pill. Why are we talking about this?
Exactly.
You can tell, and that's why she looks different.
Okay, back to the match.
Sorry.
Naomi Osaka, by the way, looked disinterested. A, she looked disinterested. B,
And you could tell when Osaka changed too, by the way.
She has changed. Now, Naomi Osaka, no disrespect, has gone through periods of being more out of shape to more in shape, more out of shape, more in shape. We know that when she was a junior, she wasn't the most ripped up junior. And we know that when she was,
But she was in shape.
12, 13 years old, she wasn't, yeah. So, but Naomi Osaka today looked disinterested, not necessarily out of shape, even though in her neon outfit, she did look a little kind of lumpish in the arms and in the stomach, but she looked disinterested, and that's more important than the outfit or anything else. Is Naomi Osaka just disinterested because it's clay? Is Naomi Osaka disinterested because now she has an entertainment label, her own businesses, and she has the money to do it? That means that her interests are elsewhere. Is Naomi Osaka disinterested as a whole? Do you pick Naomi Osaka to be the hard court goat as we move in?
I think my dad one time said that athletes are given too much money in the beginning and they should earn it. One, she doesn't like clay, that's one. So that's where her whole mental issue happened. See, look, Trouble Mind says, yes, Carla, that's 100% true, but it's not because of sex rather than the pill. Trust me, I know. Are you Dr. Trouble? I'm just saying, like, I have friends in high school.
Comment.
Like, I can tell, like, when my friends were, I could just see it in their bodies. Something had changed in them, the way they acted and stuff. A young girl, they still are not 100% confident. They're not. You can see it. They get nervous. You can just see it.
Well, yes. I mean, I do, but the psychological aspect behind it, and by the way, not that it matters. I mentioned sometimes psychology, and anyway, I have a degree in the subject. Not that it's a big deal, but sometimes when we talk about psychology, it interests me because I have a bit of interest in the field. But I think there's a certain point of the psychology, and I think there's a certain point of being disinterested. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you're disinterested, it doesn't matter what's going on.
She's disinterested. I hate that everybody, I remember, and I used to laugh at everybody when they were like, Osaka is the next Serena. No, there's no way she's the next Serena. Yeah. Serena was hungry for a very long time. First of all, Osaka never looked like Serena. Serena was a stallion. Yeah. I mean, you look at her, it was a specimen.
Yeah.
From head to toe.
No doubt.
I mean, we had never seen a player look like her. Osaka, she was in shape, and then something happened. She got the boyfriend. You could tell her body changed. You know already what happened.
But
she got the boyfriend. She got the freedom. She got rid of the coach that always kept getting on top of her. I bet you Bashing always pushed her. She didn't like it.
And I guess you mean on top of her, no pun intended.
Yes, yeah. Like meaning got on her case probably about diet and stuff. Because he's a guy that's in shape. So he definitely doesn't want to see his player gaining weight or stuff. When you're a pro, when you're not a pro, screw it. Enjoy your life. What the hell? Who cares? Anyways. But when you're trying to win all these slams, unfortunately, you have to be in shape. That's just part of it. That is your job. That just like an actress. Unfortunately, some of these actresses have to starve themselves and be a size 0, and they can't age. Otherwise, they don't get the part. Athletes, they have to be in the best condition. That's just how it is.
Don't you think some of these people that do these type of things are selling their souls in a way?
Yes, they are. But I'm talking about an athlete and you're not selling your soul. An athlete, you eat healthy, you work out.
I can tell you where Emma Raducanu, who is that? Even though she won. Look, when we were watching the Raducanu match against the 17-year-old player today, Navorska, what was her name? And I'm sorry, this was like the last segment. but I wrote it here anyway. But she was playing. What was her name? Navorska. Anyway, young 17-year-old, and the commentators that commentate on the tennis channel. And by the way, we were watching Cam Williams at the point in time, which we always do. He does a phenomenal job, great energy. But we were watching the tennis channel at the same time, and we're asking ourselves, here they are saying an impressive match, an incredible match by Raducanu, an incredible match. I was like, are you freaking serious? This girl was just called the GOAT, the future greatest of all time potential by all of you that are saying this. She's playing someone that's younger than her, and this girl has won a major. And you're talking about, do you understand what I'm saying? I mean, I was like, what? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That you didn't have a difficult time with hearing the preposterous.
I did have I couldn't even watch the match. I was watching her strokes, and I'm like, this is not a solid player. I mean, she's facing somebody that could have almost beat her. Somebody that shouldn't have beat her if you're a Grand Slam champion. Shouldn't have beat her. First of all, when Serena won her first slam, she kept going.
She was Rip City.
She was Rip City, exactly. And for someone, I mean, Raducanu looked just as good as Kerber.
Who?
Raducanu looked just as good as Kerber. Kerber almost lost. That's my point. She's almost done with her career, and that's how Raducanu looked like to me.
Agreed.
Almost, there was nothing there. I mean, it was a sad match to watch. On top of that, there was a worse match to watch, in my opinion, was the one with Perry and Krejcikova in the second and third set.
Okay.
That was another bad match, but Raducanu made it look even worse than that match.
Yeah. No doubt on that. By the way, the Krejcikova match against Perry, I'm totally admitting I had never heard or seen.
I've heard of Perry.
I had not.
2 years ago, 3 years ago, they were talking about how she was 16 years old, the one-handed backhand, blah, 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 blah. She is an okay player. She has a one-handed backhand, but she doesn't go through her shot. I was telling Justin in the first set, Krejcikova was doing everything well, and then something happened. But her shots, they kept bouncing in no man's land, which you hate calling it that. But
it's the right term, though. It's the right term in this context.
Her shots were all bouncing there, which means anybody that's aggressive, anybody like Swaitek would have put the ball away. I mean, especially on clay, if it's bouncing right there, right at no man's land, that is for the taking. And Krejcikova, she looked like she hadn't played for 3 months. You know, she let it get to her head. She took a long bathroom break.
There's no doubt.
Honestly, Perry will probably lose the next round.
Good knowledge drop right there. We wrote separately today, as we like to do.
She'll definitely. She's an okay player. Her backhand is not a weapon. Her forehand, I found it to be too soft. Didn't go through her serve. Her coach needs to work on her tossing the ball so high and waiting on it. I mean, there's just a lot of things that she can improve. She was supposed to be the next French sensation, and I know she's playing doubles with Cornet. Cornet should probably teach her a little bit. Cornet is a better player now as a veteran than this young girl.
Well said. Everything perfectly said. First thing Carla says that I'm going to kind of expand on a little bit. She mentioned that I don't like the name No Man's Land, NML. And if we're writing drills, NML, anyway. No Man's Land is the area between the service line and baseline. If you really want to narrow it down, you're talking a foot inside the baseline to about a foot past the service line. The ball bounces a lot in there, and it always sucks to hit half volleys all day. In other words, the ball bounces and you're catching it right off the bounce and trying to still move forward off that. It's a very defensive shot, an important shot to hit. But I don't like the name No Man's Land anymore because the game is so much faster than it was when that term or vernacular was coined. And I feel like a lot of the time that we're having to play in that area of the court, which is, and I won't get into this now, but from a coaching standpoint, any coaches out there that are feeding students balls right in the middle of the court, right at the center hash mark, are wasting their time because not much of the game is played right there.
Sets for Life said a good comment, and I actually can answer that question. And this guy asked him why he said that. Sets for Life says Osaka just needs some competition from a marketing point of view. If Raducanu took over the tour, Osaka would start taking tennis seriously again. Iga is not very marketable right now. So then this guy asked, why do you think Iga is not marketable in your opinion? She don't have.
She's plain Jane. She's one of the middle.
She's not pretty.
Yeah, she's
It's
one of the middle.
factual. She's not pretty.
She's not a minority.
She's not pretty.
She's not Jackson.
There is nothing about her that is.
She's one of the middle.
She's not marketable.
And that's okay. You know.
Yes, she looks boyish.
Well,
yeah,
but
she's not very. She's ugly. I'm sorry.
Let's look at the GOAT. Let's look at the greatest of all time in women's tennis, in my opinion. And I know Serena's the GOAT, but Serena's number 2 for me. Number 1 is Steffi Graf. Was Steffi Graf that marketable? Steffi Graf, by the way, for a long period of time, and a lot of you may not know this, I know Carla does, played with a Dunlop standard head racket, and Lendl played with an Adidas standard head racket. Did any of you ever rush out to buy the Lendl Adidas racket or the Dunlop Graf racket? No, because they weren't marketed. Why in the hell would you want their racket?
Steffi Graf became marketable when she did Sports Illustrated.
She became,
and then everybody realized, like, wow.
She became, by the way, the most marketable ever when she married Andre Agassi.
No, she married him after. When she did the Sports Illustrated cover.
It's a beautiful magazine.
And you saw her in the bathing suit. Every guy was like, that's Steffi Graf. They couldn't believe that was Steffi Graf, you know? She started becoming more marketable, but she was very cold. She had no personality, very cold.
Yeah.
Whereas Sabatini, everybody was like, oh, even though Sabatini was never even close to good as Steffi Graf, you know? Steffi Graf would trounce her. I think one time she
and Sabatini's another great example. Sabatini, Gabriella, by the way, we named our daughter Gabriella after her. So I have a tattoo here, Gabriella. We named Gabriella with 1 L after Gabriella Sabatini. That's one of our children is named after Gabriella Sabatini. But Gabriella Sabatini was someone that was able to take her God-given gifts without adding much to it. She didn't have to wear a thong. She didn't have to put on a bunch of makeup. She didn't have to go wear, some, dress.
She didn't have to try like Bouchard.
Yeah, she didn't have to be Eugenie Bouchard. She didn't have to be Anna Kournikova. She did it out of just simple God-given gifts, like Anna Ivanovic.
Right.
2 players.
Yeah, Anna Ivanovic didn't have to go slutty.
2 women, two women's players that were able to not sell
What's up with the noise, guys?
That did not have to sell their souls to be just absolutely not only splendid tennis players, one in which I named my daughter after, and if we ever have a 6th child,
no, that's not happening. I'm about to be 43.
So my mother's name is Anna, and Anna Ivanovic. So if we ever had a 6th child, I would name her Anna, because I know it would be a girl.
Okay. Well,
hey, Justin, chill, buddy.
Well, there's definitely not going to be a 6th child. So yeah, no. But I don't know why we're chest pumping.
I'm trying to figure out where this noise is coming from.
Okay, let's see. William Spencer says the tour loves to hide pretty marketable players, then drop them like a hot potato. If they had a bad run and a younger, hotter player comes along, makes business sense, but it's morally reprehensible. But William, I mean, isn't it the same thing with singers and the same thing with actors, actresses? It's the same thing, you know. I mean, the pretty or the hotter looking person or the more market. It's to be marketable in anything, unfortunately, in life, you have to have the looks, unfortunately, or you have to have at least the personality. And I think Swaitek doesn't have the looks nor the personality, which is why I feel like Andy Murray never really got. I mean, he did because he won so many slams. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if he hadn't, I mean, the guy's just, like.
We're gonna go back to psychology for a moment. Carla, I think the other night we were watching some type of video in the room, and it was about brands that shaped the world or brands that shaped the United States or whatever. Some of the brands that this documentary was about was like Hershey's, like the chocolate company. What were some other ones? Kraft. Heinz.
Yeah.
Yes. So we were watching this, and Carla and I were asking ourselves, why do we spend more money on this bottle when this bottle probably came from the same plant that was probably bottled in the same factory, and that ultimately is the same thing, but we spend another $1 or $2 on it. So we asked ourselves, and let's ask one another this. Sometimes you see a tennis player, right? You see a tennis player, and it's just the same run-of-the-mill tennis player. But this tennis player has a little bit different of an outfit on, or they have a little bit of some character or personality that you haven't seen before that you resonate with. And we tend to forget that they're just a damn tennis player. And there's nothing about that tennis player except their unique look or unique Met Gala appearance that makes them any different than anybody else.
I just never thought right.
But because that name has been plastered into our heads, even though it may not be the best name, we still think that name is the GOAT. Now, let me ask you a question. If any of you out there, no matter internationally where you may be, I don't care if you're in Ukraine, God bless, by the way, even in Russia, God bless. We know that the geopolitical situation is on behalf of an isolated few, and we know the majority of people on both sides respect one another. Let's go Belarus, let's go Russia, let's go everybody. I hope everyone gets a chance to wave their flag and play the game of tennis. But if you had a bottle of Heinz ketchup, okay, and put it here, and you had a bottle of Walmart brand ketchup here, and you had a bottle of homemade ketchup that we made right here, and you put a blindfold on, you went outside and you came back in and you said, Carla, try this ketchup, and that ketchup. Could you honestly, and bet your kids' lives on it, could you tell me which one was Heinz?
No, I couldn't. And
so why do we keep laughing at Raducanu?
Number two, I would buy the cheaper brand.
And you'd be more economical.
So I'm just saying, I would be more economical.
You would buy the cheaper
going
brand.
Back to the Monica Seles struggled to be marketable, by the way. I remember she had a very tough time. I was, close in age. I mean, she's a few years older than me. She had a tough time being marketable. Part one,
short hair. She cut her hair off. She cut her hair.
The short hair, it was tough for people. Two, the grunting. A lot of people had a problem with that.
And she was beating players that were like princesses to others.
Yes.
Okay.
Whereas Jennifer Capriati was very marketable. She
Yep.
was the sweetheart.
From New York.
From New York, Italian parents, blah, blah, blah.
Jennifer Capriati was like the Karate Kid.
Yeah,
she was like Karate Kid of tennis.
Everybody loved her.
She was like Ralph Macchio.
Well, here's another thing. Ivan Lendl. Ivan Lendl wasn't marketable.
He played with an Adidas racket.
Ivan Lendl wasn't marketable, where you have people like Becker, who was a lot more marketable. Here's the kid with the red head.
No, don't forget. This is another good knowledge drop. Do not forget that Boris Becker, that right now, alas, unfortunately, I love you, brother. Keep being a soldier,
Oh, he
Boris.
went to a better place.
So Boris Becker's in prison, and he played with a Slazenger racket for a large part of his career. An oblong, kind of like this Niesel racket here. Kind of like that one. An oblong, just off standard size Niesel racket, right? Ivan Lendl played with a just off oblong, funky looking wooden alloy mixed Adidas frame, a standard head size. Do any of you remember either one of those is merchandise? But yet we know that Rafael Nadal plays with Pure Aero. We know that Djokovic plays with head.
Well, Djokovic,
but we don't remember any of these guys.
Djokovic, in the beginning of his career, he was not marketable. He had to win to become marketable, Justin.
Djokovic,
he had to win. He didn't have the looks. Sorry, guys, don't get on me. He didn't have the looks. He was kind of awkward. People didn't really like him in the beginning. He had to win to become marketable. And he had to win and win and win and win and win until he became marketable. Whereas someone as Nadal, no one had seen someone with capri pants. They hadn't seen him with a Spaniard kid with capri pants and the bandana and the long hair. It was different. He was marketable.
Lendo's Adidas racket.
Even Federer in the beginning of his career looked like Cabbage Patch Kid and wasn't marketable in the beginning.
Yeah.
He had to win and win and win to be marketable.
No one. She's right. No one really even noticed Roger as a whole.
When he had the long hair, nobody really noticed him.
No, when Federer beat Philippoussis, Federer beat Philippoussis what year? He beat Mark Philippoussis. It was the semifinal, and then Federer lost the final. I checked my math on that. I think Roger Federer, when he had the breakthrough, like, whoa, this guy's for real. He played Mark Philippoussis at Wimbledon, and it wasn't in a match that he won the tournament on. I don't think that Federer won that tournament. I think he had a big breakthrough playing Philippoussis, and I may be wrong, but the match that Federer played with Philippoussis at Wimbledon was epic. Was that the final?
2001. I don't know.
Thank you, Alpha, for that. But I don't think it was the final though. I thought it was before the final. I think it was 2001.
And here's a Krejcikova, won the French Open, but here she lost in the first round. So guess what's going to happen to her? Everybody's going to forget about her because she's not marketable as well.
Yeah, here was the Boris Becker Slazenger racket. I've never played with one of them, but I think I'm going to put it on my list of rackets to get. I would love to have one of these on the wall. By the way, this is the Wall of Fame. Florence Chan out there painted this picture. My mother thought the GOAT was like some geopolitical insinuation. like we were like Democrat or Republican. We're like, whoa, we're no publican. We're just Tennessee. But that's just the GOAT, like, because he's the greatest of all time.
I don't think Alcaraz plays like no.
So the racket, yeah, the racket over here on the right. My father and my sister, who passed away of breast cancer not terribly long ago, they were driving to Georgia for one of her chemotherapy treatments, something like that, right? And my sister saw this racket and said, my brother would like that. And so they bought the racket. So that racket is now priceless. R.I.P. my lady. This hat right here is Roger Federer's signed hat by Ethan D.A. Much love to Ethan D.A. The picture right up the middle is from the Balkan United Water Polo Club in Houston, Texas. He sends love here and says, "What's up, Justin and Carla?" And then the big picture is from my dad that had made about how you can kind of metaphorically wrap tennis into any other sport. We were always raised on multiple sports, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So Mitrovic says that Djokovic and Alcaraz are similar, like their playing style.
Yes.
I don't see that. I see Alcaraz. I see Alcaraz as whacking the ball, where I see Djokovic as more of a defender. I don't see that.
Okay.
I don't see that at all. The strokes are different. I don't see that. The way they move is different. I don't see that. I never saw that from Djokovic at a young age. Did you?
Djokovic,
I didn't see that.
Djokovic, I feel like since he was very young, has done what he has had to do to fit in early.
No, I'm talking about his game style.
Me too.
I'm not talking about
okay. If you go back to years like 2007, 2008, by the way, I mentioned this again, in 2007, I was at the U.S. Open final where Federer played Djokovic, and it was like 7-6, 7-6, 7-5, whatever. But at that point in time, Djokovic was like 18. He had to do things to fit in, namely impersonations, acting like someone else. He had to do things to try to make himself marketable, which was a smart idea. But eventually the impersonations kind of went away, and Djokovic for a little bit of time was like number 2, 3, but never was like that I'm 2 or 1, right? And then the tide changed. So once Djokovic became that one guy, or that one, split in two type guy, the media flipped on him. The media started talking about his, lack of vaccination, and let's go 10 years prior to that, his geographical location and where he's from and so forth. But Djokovic has done what he has had to do to adapt to what he has to do to be the greatest of all time. Do you understand? He's nothing more, nothing less.
I know that, but I can't see the. I can't see. I'm sorry. They're not the same. I'm sorry. I just don't see that at all. At all, no.
Okay, back to
Berger now said Djokovic is flexible, more fluid movement. Alcaraz is more regimented. As Zespalai says, Alcaraz is also more comfortable at the net. He has more variety than Djokovic. Williams says, I don't see their games as similar. I mean, actually, you can't watch Alcaraz playing. I'm sorry, I just don't see that. There's nothing to me that looking at Alcaraz as a tennis coach that I can say is similar to Djokovic at all.
But they both put out that same type of energy.
But their game is different.
They both burgeon energy.
So does Nadal burges in energy. So what?
But Nadal burgeons a left-handed energy.
But they're not similar either. What I'm saying is that I don't see Alcaraz. From the beginning, as a kid, I could never say he plays like this person. No, he has his own style, his own thing.
He does.
I mean, no, I can't even compare the two.
But
that's like saying Osaka is like Serena. She's not.
He's still a kid, though.
I'm sorry.
He's still a kid. We will see in this tournament.
Yes, I agree. Alcaraz is explosive. I've never thought that Djokovic was explosive. Djokovic only gets explosive when the crowd boos him. That's it.
Now, look, don't laugh at me on this comment, by the way. If you guys have followed this channel, you know that Carla is a better player than I am. She's a solid player. Every once in a while, we get a little lucky and we have good days. When those days happen, why is that? It's because I'm defending well, I'm running the ball down well, and I'm putting those defending shots into places to make you move. This is the type of player that Rafa is, right? There was a point today that he played, and it was like a 19 or 21 shot rally. He defended so incredibly well. So he was on defense the whole time, 6 feet behind the baseline, running this way, running that way, running up, running back, but still won the point by deflecting the defensive shot into the location that would maximize his court position, right? Mm-hmm. And this is one of the things that are a big plus for this young girl, Perry. Okay, the French girl, Perry, the one-handed backhand Perry. Okay, so Perry, and I won't spend too much time on it because a lot of you probably don't care, and I understand that. But the young Diane Perry, the 19-year-old from France with the one-handed backhand, for her as a female, it's really difficult to be dominant with the one-handed backhand. Ask Justine Henin. Ask all the female players.
It's just making me change my mind of what we did.
Ask all of them. Okay, it's very difficult. Why? Because when you have high topspin balls that are looping over the net at like a rainbow, the type of tennis that we hate, to come over that ball with the one-handed backhand continuously is hard to do consistently. Okay. And if we loosen up the hand enough to kind of rebut or to defend against that ball consistently, a lot of the times we deliver short balls to the other side of the court. Ask Wawrinka today that lost to Mute, another segment. But ask Perry how difficult it is to get a one-handed backhand hitting off the back foot, off your back foot to land deep enough into the court or enough angle to give you a sense of equality within the point. Krejcikova, the defending champion, lost to Perry today, and I must give a big, let's freaking go, girl. Come on. One-handed backhand on tour doing big things. Now, another gripe that I have about this French Open is we had multiple one-handers, multiple playing today in tournament. But the lot of them were grouped on the same side of the draw, if not playing one another.
I don't think they did that on purpose.
What? Oh, purpose, man. Whatever. Okay. Tsitsipas, by the way, has yet to play and is about to play Musetti, correct? Musetti and Tsitsipas are beautiful one-handed backhand players. Why did we have to lose one of them right off the get-go? Richard Gasquet, he was up big in the first set when we started the show. Did he pull that out? Comments. Did Gasquet?
I don't think he finished.
It may not, because it's been raining all day.
Raining.
It's been raining all day.
I think some matches are still rained out.
Another one-on-one.
Suspended,
by the way, my acronym for one-handed backhand is OHBH. So anyway, but we had Wawrinka and who did he play today? Mute. We had Wawrinka and Mute play one another one-on-one.
The rapper.
Yeah, and by the way, Mute or Mutet is the rapper that sucks a whole lot.
Rapping.
And Mutet was the same like MC that tried to get down with Shapovalov.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, can I find that? It'll probably lose our monetization
don't do that.
video.
Don't do that.
I don't care. Anyway, shout out to France. Let's go, France. Come on. There are 3 French women that have moved on into the second round, 2 of them qualifiers, and one of them being a one-handed backhand Diane Perry. Carla, by the way, Carlita, what's up, girl? Good pick. Carla picked Elsa Jacquemin on her fantasy team.
Someone else did too.
Wild card came through. Those 3 points could help Carla actually win.
Both of my wild cards got their 3 points.
Second of all, Leolia, Leolia, Leolia Jean, Jean, wild card through. So in the women's draw, we have Diane Perry, one-handed backhand, very young. Sorry, hiccup. 2, we had Elsa Jacquemin, and 3, we had Loya Jean.
I called that one, Jack. I said Kontaveit would lose to Tomjanovic. Go to yesterday's video and he gave me shit about that one too.
Also,
just like your Pelka one.
Yeah. Also, too, a big thumbs down to Barbara Krejcikova, as well, a big thumbs down to the other player, and I'll find it. Andreescu.
Yeah.
That took a Tsitsipas type bathroom break during their match. What am I talking about? People that go to the locker room because someone is up or someone's on a roll and come back and then you hope it changes things and messes with the whole crowd, especially the one that booed Andreescu who was playing the French girl. When he came back, they were booing her. Krejcikova. Krejcikova went to the restroom against Perry after the 3rd set. She came back and the French crowd booed her, deservedly so. Same thing in the Andreescu match. She went to the bathroom and as well.
No one booed her though.
No one booed her, yes. We because I think we all assumed that she was the better player, right? And then the other opponent wasn't from France.
No.
Okay,
Belgian. She looked like Kim Clijsters retired.
I'm gonna ask Carla.
She looked like Kim Clijsters retired.
I'm gonna ask you, Carla, this question,
Yeah.
and as well of all of you, and I want you to talk about it in the comments, and we'll take some quoted comments on this. Okay, Carla, we coach the game of tennis. We have seen recently well, we see it all the time, but recently we have seen our second oldest of 5 kids, Christopher. He's our 4th oldest. That leaves to the Air Force Academy in less than a month now. We have seen him at the recent state tournament playing a match where coaches are allowed to coach from the sidelines. Mm-hmm. And Christopher had won the first set with relative ease, but he lost the second set, and he was kind of wasn't playing very well. Like it was over. In my opinion, it was over. Yeah, but because of the audience and people watching, the coach on the other team decided to interrupt the match and talk about that before they played the third set, which led Chris to be like, what the fuck? You know, come on, man. It remotivated Christopher. So what I'm getting at, Carla, do you think
Carla, my name changed.
Carla, do you think Carlita, okay? Do you think, Carla, that it is a gamble to go to a bathroom break knowing that if you're hot, maybe you might come back not? Or
no, I think you take the bathroom break when you're not hot to you know,
it's a gamble.
No, I think that the only right time to do it is when your opponent's on a roll and you want to break their rhythm, and that's why they do it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why they do it. I mean, let's be real. I personally don't like taking breaks. I don't like to slow down. I like to keep going.
I agree.
I don't like doing that. I was rooting for Andreescu. Love her dress. Out of all the Nike outfits I've seen, Andreescu's the best one. I hated Anisimova's outfit, by the way. Someone
said she just had sex, so
her boobs got too big. It's not proportionate to her body.
Oh, now she's disproportionate. Man, I tell you what.
She used to be a prettier girl when she was younger.
Let's go.
There was an outfit that was hideous. Besides,
you said Vucevic.
Besides Vucevic, it was another Nike outfit that was hideous.
Osaka's neon glow.
Oh, Osaka's. What the hell was that? Was that like Slenderman, like shadow, or what? Yeah. What are they trying to do? I don't get it.
All right. To close out on Diane Perry, the 19-year-old with the one-handed backhand. Mm-hmm. As a one-handed player, let me go ahead and tell you how Diane Perry must adjust. Otherwise, she will have no shot at being top 20, top 50 in the world. Okay. If you play with a one-handed backhand after you hit the ball, like through your point of impact, you don't want to let the arm sag and flop around. Okay, you want to hit the ball and go through. Whether you break the 90-degree angle at hand to impact or whether you go through it one piece. And what am I talking about? Your brother hits the one-handed backhand. He doesn't break his wrist through and breathe at impact. He goes through. Whereas for, let's say, Federer and a lot of other, like Gasquet, they hit the ball and go over. Wawrinka more plows through. Federer
that's what we're trying to get moved. I wish I had the two-handed, honestly. But
yeah, so anyway.
Perry has a chance, though. She's playing a Colombian named Camila Osorio, who is...
she's a player. She can play.
Yeah, but she beat a wild card, so she has a chance. She has a chance.
Yeah.
But I feel like her game needs to be a bit more aggressive for her to do anything.
Yeah, Diane must,
Look at that. There's your person. Issa de Ace.
Oh, what's up? I just read his comment. I just read your comment earlier. He brought up Goran. Issa, I read your comment earlier. Watch the show, you'll see it. Issa de Ace. My question to him is, though, is this like a swag for like you were playing someone and they started an ace? You're like, Issa Ace. Is that an Issa de Ace? Because I just freaking won a free point and beat your ass. But no, I read your comment earlier. Much love, bro.
Shocking statement by Ivanovic. Nadal will beat Djokovic. Novak's coach could not believe in a title. Roland Garros does not believe in a title. Roland Garros.
Is Goran just mad because Djokovic split with Vajda?
Why would he? He's coaching.
No, but
that has nothing to
Djokovic split with Vajda, right?
No, I think Vajda kind of took a break.
Okay.
I don't think they left in bad terms.
Let's go, Issa de Ace. Come on.
Mitchell says, can we have some time to talk about attendance and girls' matches before 70s on Grand Slams?
Yeah.
I guess we'll see how the attendance is. I mean, it's crowded. I guess people got to about COVID.
Well, how is it? Okay, so this is a good topic in of itself. We talk about equal prize. We talk about equality. Is there, I haven't checked that out. That's a good topic, actually. Is there a big disparity between the crowds at the men's matches versus the crowds that are at the women's matches? And B,
I'm sure.
Are there any COVID type restrictions? Is there any?
There isn't. Every day they did a whole thing.
That's a
where
great
when
topic.
Nadal was walking in, and you could see the people lined up on the stairs.
Can you put a poll question? Just a brief poll question. So who was the one that was who? That was it?
Mitrovic.
Okay, so Mitrovic. Next on next show, a segment about men's versus women's tennis? Question mark.
We've done that so many times.
But you know that we didn't have 3,000 people here last time.
No, we did it close to that. Should we do a segment?
Anyway, it's a good thought. It's a great comment.
He just wants to talk about the attendance. Is what his.
But it's the same thing. Look, we go to we're going to a concert this weekend for a Fish concert, right? Isn't it important?
Should we do a segment on men versus women's what?
Tennis prize money? Question mark.
No, we've done that a million times. I get tired of talking about it.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, we've done it before.
Right now, we know the women's is weak. That the field is weak. It's not impressive. It's not marketable. It's not. Let
me check.
The men are more marketable than the women right now.
Osaka was a 4-time major champion.
But she's not marketable. But she's.
Raducanu, who just is a major champion.
The men are more marketable, guys.
Krejcikova. Okay, let's talk. Let's push that issue. Okay, now you're being really jacked up. I'm not going to add it up, but I bet you there's more French Open champions on the women's side than there is on the men's side.
That's what.
Ostapenko.
No shit, because the field is weak.
So why are you saying they're weak?
My point is that it's harder to be interested in the women's tennis right now because the women are not doing their job. There's no one that's super consistent except Swaitek, which is why everyone feels like she's going to win the French Open. Whereas the guys, they're battling it. It's a lot more intense. Factual, Justin. I would love for the women's tour to be that way, but it's factual. These players win. It's like Krejcikova. She lost in the first round. I feel bad for her because she hasn't played tennis in 3 months. I feel like she would have played a bit. She would have done better. But we'll forget about her, just like Ostapenko's forgettable. Won a slam. When? What has she done since?
But she won it.
What has she done since?
And she won it, though.
She won it when no one expected it. Same thing with Krejcikova. She won it when no one expected. Just like Raducanu, who? This is why you say who, right?
Exactly.
Okay, thank you. But we don't say Djokovic who.
Okay.
Nadal who.
This is so ridiculous to me, though, because for the longest time, it has been the big three. Don't forget the big four. And don't forget, it used to be the big six at some point with the likes of Murray and Del Potro. But it's always been them and everyone else. Okay?
Yeah, but,
whoa.
But now people are seeing like, oh my God. Now they're jumping on the Alcaraz bandwagon. They're like, oh my God.
It's not going to happen.
I'm just saying there are way better younger player men.
It's not going to happen.
There's younger men better than what's coming out of the women. Just saying.
Yes. However, I still am not sold on the Alcaraz bandwagon. I can go ahead and assure you one thing. Carlos Alcaraz will not win the French Open this year. So anyone that picked Alcaraz, by the way, on the $500 cash giveaway, believe me, if you win, I'll be shocked. There's no way that Alcaraz is winning this French Open.
I agree with you. Really, just as people more interested in men's tennis, you only have to see the number of people who take part in the tennis challenge brackets. Every time more people do the ATP than WTA, and by some margin.
Fair enough.
Why? Because it's a guessing game. There's nobody that's solid. Good night, Flo. Nobody that's solid. So it's hard to I'm always rooting for Andreescu because I feel like because she got injured, that hampered her. I feel like she could have won multiple slams. I like Osaka. She just needs to get her head out of her ass, get in shape, and freaking play tennis like a beast and dominate, man. It's really stupid what she's doing to herself.
Yeah, and we can't forget that Andreescu on a hard court, in my opinion, if healthy, Andreescu right now, if she played Swaitek at the level in which Andreescu was playing when she rolled off Indian Wells and the U.S. Open and so forth, let's say that Iga Swiatek playing at her best right now played Bianca Andreescu right now. And also don't forget that Bianca Andreescu used to have that scrunchie on her arm. She used to wear this little scrunchie around her arm. They used to cut off her circulation and make her think like an idiot. She doesn't have that scrunchie on anymore. So she's going to be better. What does that mean? That if Andreescu plays Iga Swiatek on a hard court or even a grass court, Andreescu will win. Here's the poll question. Who is better on a hard court, Hard court. Who is better on the hard court? Andreescu or Swaitek? Can you give me the poll question? Swaitek, put it on the poll question. Who's better? Who's better on a hard court? Swaitek or Andreescu? If both are really, really healthy. Okay? Think about that. Who are you taking? Andreescu is just a little bit of a better player on a hard court, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. She has more variety than Swaitek.
Now, can anyone please?
And then somebody said, what about the women play 5 sets? Would that make them more consistent? No. They can't play 5 sets, man. The body does not allow you. A woman's body does not allow. Okay, number one, your menstrual cycle. I've taught students with their menstrual cycle, and they're a different person than when they don't have it. And that's just a freaking lesson. Imagine a match.
Agreed.
No, you can't. No.
Yeah.
Stupid.
Yeah, totally.
Stupid. And even want to see women play 3 out of 5 sets. You guys would be more bored.
Yeah.
You want the women to lose more viewers, more fans? Like
you would
kill the women.
Yeah, you would have a couple quality matches, and the rest of them would be kind of lackadaisical.
Men's I'm talking about men's tennis, Carla. Should they play 3 out of 5? They should play 3 out of 5 even in small tournaments.
Yeah.
I don't know why they play 2 out of 3. They're men.
You know,
guys got more hormones.
Yeah, oddly enough, we're talking about women playing 3 out of 5, but yet on the men's side, on the men's side, we have majors changing the tiebreak rule in the 5th set because they take too long. Think about the irony here. We're talking about the women play longer, but yet the men like Isner and Nicholas Mahut or Kevin Anderson and Isner go 97, 95 in the 5th after 4 days, and we're wanting to shortening that, but we're trying to make the women play longer. I get dumber with these types of conundrums here. It doesn't make any sense. Anyway, I won't get into that.
William Spencer said people like to get on the hype train, makes people feel connected to player bands, etc. If they get big, they get reflected glory. Hence, every week is some new player people are picking up. Yeah. I talk about Alcaraz wins, for God's sake. We'll be different in 5 sets format.
Well, but look, as soon as, and that is happening very quickly, as soon as Novak and as soon as Rafa, as soon as they're gone, it's going to be the same thing. We have been conditioned for years.
I don't think it'll be the same thing, Justin. I think it'll be still better than the women's.
Okay, so you're telling me Zverev's going to come in and roll off 12 majors?
Zverev's never going to.
And then, then Thiem's going to come off injury.
Thiem is done. He's been done. Why are you playing Thiem? Thiem's about to be like, what, 28?
I'm just saying.
He's like baby Federer, 71-1.
Okay, good point. Can't argue that.
Yeah.
Baby Federer, meaning Dimitrov.
What's the next topic?
Okay, second round match, and we won't spend a lot of time on this, but I'm curious about the match tomorrow, or maybe the day after tomorrow. It's been raining a lot in Paris, so
Thiem will be 29, even worse.
Okay, fair enough. Master Splinter.
He won't be back, this guy.
Bianca Andreescu's next match is against Belinda Bencic.
We'll beat her.
Who do you got, and why?
Beatable. Anybody can beat Bencic. Next.
Okay.
Beatable. Was supposed to be the next Swiss. Never could be as good as Hingis or Federer or even close. Okay. There was another Swiss player that I feel is better than her in the 90s, 2000s.
Who?
She retired. She had this frizzy curly hair. She was a very dicey player. I gotta look her up because she was fun to watch, and when I say her name, you guys will remember.
Can anyone find the player Carlos talking about before she finds it on Google? A Swiss player with funky curly hair. I can't recall it either. But she'll drop it. I can promise you she's gonna drop it.
Patty Schneider.
Patty Schneider.
Patty Schneider was way better than Bencic. Way better than Bencic. Thank you. Alex Couillard said it. Yeah.
Okay, Alex Couillard. Alex Couillard, by the way, he came up with that. There's no way he could. Look, Alex, sometimes, by the way, when I say I got giveaways to people, they're like, well, just send me the money value of it. The company Diadem Sports out of Frio, and the company Swaitek Strings, Ivor Savage, they give stuff to give out. That doesn't mean they send me the cash. So if Alex Couillard, if you want a couple sets of strings, I'll send you a set for that.
Send me your
email.
Yeah,
and I'll send it to you. You know, if you want to sell them on eBay, then that's fine. But
it's not worth selling.
Well, I'm just saying.
Percy and I said Bencic's on the pill.
Chukwuemeka, let's go. What's up, Chukwu? Let's go. Come on. Let's go. Chukwu's in the house.
Percy, is she with her coach?
Go.
Is she with her coach? Big mistake. Don't be with the coach. But then so was Patty Schmieder.
Well, Trouble Mind says Andreescu will mop the floor with bench.
Definitely.
I agree, but we can't forget that clay slows the surface up. Clay slows the surface up.
Slow herself. Come on, get real.
Okay, would you rather be on clay, a better tactical player, a better tactician, a better spot hitting player, or one that hit the ball harder on clay?
Andreescu can do both.
Yes, but can she stay healthy?
Should be fine.
I hope so.
Benching is not somebody to worry about.
Now that Bianca Andreescu has let go of the scrunchie, she's took it. You know, when she had that scrunchie on her arm, and it put her.
Yeah, that's major, Alex.
Yeah, it made her fat rolls come over it. It looked kind of crazy. But Bianca.
What's up, Stefan? What's up?
Is that Nizovic?
Yeah.
Dunked on you in my dreams last night, bro. Let's go.
Did you dunk also on the guy?
Yeah, Doncic got dunked on.
Ouch.
He did get dunked on, bro.
Ouch.
Oh. But yeah, we were talking about basketball earlier, but Stefan, so we know that the Dallas Mavericks went down 3-0 to Golden State. Even though I was born in San Francisco and lived there for a couple years when I was young, I'm still not a Golden State fan. That's okay. But Doncic got served breakfast. He can't do it all on his own. He got bacon, eggs, cheese, and grits all up in his eye. They're down 3-0. Maybe.
There's no maybe.
Yeah, maybe Jason Kidd can get homeboy a supporting cast. But this isn't tennis. Yeah,
he wants to cry.
He's like, man, I better have someone that can come play with me. You know.
Yeah.
I don't know. That doesn't always work out well because the Lakers with LeBron and Anthony Davis who can't stay healthy and Russell Westbrook that can't figure out what he wants to wear before his prep conferences, they didn't do too well either. Okay. Angelique Kerber. Carla yesterday proclaimed and hypothesized that because Angelique Kerber had played so much tennis, she's too old to keep her body in shape. She can't keep doing it day in and day out. Carla proclaimed that my picks yesterday sucked ass and never listened to the picks that I state. However, yesterday, Carlita, aka the LLL, my Latin lascivious lover. What's up, Triple L? My next tattoo, by the way, all up on my freaking chest.
Your picks did suck. All my picks have been great.
But your massive one-shot wonder, super one stunner gonna shine every summer pick got jacked up.
Which one?
You said that no matter what, that Kerber was gonna lose.
She almost lost.
She almost won.
Opelka has a chance. Opelka has a chance. He has a chance. He had no chance. None.
What you talking about, Willis?
You were talking to Opelka, TM this, TM that. Come on, all the players you have chosen. Osaka, guys. Watch. Osaka. And everybody's laughing at you on the thing. Osaka. All your picks sucked. Kerber almost lost. Just saying.
She didn't.
She looks in good shape, Michael Walker, but her game is very slow. Her shots, her grunt is harder than her shots. Her shots sit so right there for someone to just crush.
You know, I have a music mind, and when I see Troubled Minds comments, it says Troubled Mind. Wasn't there a song that someone wrote called "With the Troubled Mind," with like a country, like a Johnny Cash type song? I wonder if he got that name from the song Troubled Mind. You ever heard the song Troubled Mind?
Yeah.
Was that Dwight Yoakam or something?
34 ain't old. No, it's not old. It's just in tennis, I guess.
Let's go. Okay. Where am I at now? Okay, we're moving forward. There were 4 people yesterday, or excuse me, 3. We correct that. 3 people that were removed from the $500 competition. And by the way, Wimbledon's going to start soon. When Wimbledon's going to start, I get the points, but you don't have to worry about the points and the ATP stripping the points. It doesn't matter. When Wimbledon comes around, Carla and I will do another $500 cash giveaway competition. So believe me, stay involved in it. But yesterday we lost 3 more people because they picked Krejcikova. Okay, so the following people have been removed from the $500: Kenneth Chow,
ouch,
Canadian tennis fan, Zest for Life, B Riding High. That's what I'm talking about, bro. Hunze Chi, Mervin CR, JMP 1966, Philly Cheese Dog. What's up, Phyllis Brekowitz, and your awesome brother as well. Thomas, sorry, my mind was moving forward. Priyasha Chadha, RG Production. Let's go. Robert Frush, SD Tennis. Your boy Cressy lost today. Can't serve and volley very well on clay. Rethink that next time on clay. and Patrick Young. Okay. Anyway, next topic really quickly. The Tennis Channel talking about how of an incredible match that Emma Raducanu's match was. We watched the match. We talked about the match. We were breaking the match down. Do not forget that a former Grand Slam champion, which just happened, I guess you could say Raducanu's major was like the Lakers' major in the bubble. Is that fair enough to say that the championship the Lakers won inside the bubble with a small team itching to just stay healthy, and Raducanu, who players such as Panetta and Vinci indicated afterwards, if most of these players showed up and even cared and were healthy, she wouldn't have made it past the third round. Okay. On the Tennis Channel, the commentators after the match were like, "Oh my gosh, such an amazing performance! Oh my goodness, she played so great."
That match sucked.
What the hell are you talking about?
That match sucked.
She got brought to 3 sets with a 17-year-old. I don't care if she's a teenager. She's 2 years younger.
Man, that match sucks.
She just won a major. She's not.
But dude, it sucks so much that I'd rather watch Felix go.
My goodness,
that match
man.
is horrible.
Give it up. Raducanu is not good. Raducanu,
sucks.
Whatever.
She sucks, man.
Just give it a break. She's just average. And Carla said that the day before she won the U.S. Open. And
close it out.
we did the day after Raducanu won the U.S. Open. I did by myself, and Carla was mad at me because we were still teaching here at Dolphin Island. I got on my phone, and you can look it up if you go to our 5K tennis and scroll back. There's a title. I put Raducanu in question marks and ranted for about 3 minutes. I ranted. I was like, I don't give a shit. Blah, 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 blah. That night, we lost like 60 subscribers. So what does that tell you? 60 other people got their panties in a wad when I told everybody that Raducanu sucks. She just freaking got stretched to a 3-setter in the first round of Roland Garros to a 17-year-old. Okay, and we're blaspheming her because she's a 19-year-old? Am I getting dumber now again? Raducanu, who, what, when, why, here. Now the media outlets are just trying to save face and glorifying or posterizing anything this girl can do because yes, and Sasnovich can beat her, and I think Sasnovich will beat her. Let's go Belarus. Let's go Belarus. And let me tell you that Sasnovich can probably not even fly her flag.
Because they made her out to be
Met Gala.
I don't care about the Met Gala.
Get back, Met Gala.
The reason is because everyone's like, she's the next.
Let's go. She just won the U.S. Open. Just next go. How many YouTubers were like Raducanu? They just had to wake up at 2 a.m. to go. She's the go. Look at my mommy. I'm sitting in her bedroom. She's the go. Come on, man. Wake up and tell the truth.
Anybody can beat Raducanu.
Raducanu. What are you even talking about? Watch that video. But that video, I tell you what, we lost 60 plus subscribers as soon as I published it. It's still there. Still out there. Come on. All right. By the way, a shout out to Nishioka. Okay.
He got big.
A shout out to Nishioka. Why am I giving a shout out to Nishioka? Because homeboy has drawn Djokovic before in the first round of a major. And he did his best to hang in there. Let's go, Nishioka. Love that kid. Really do. By the way, Raducanu, I'm so glad that you squeaked by a 17-year-old qualifier.
This guy's picking Raducanu. No, Cess for Life said, I'm picking Raducanu and Wimbledon. Oh, well, go ahead. Play the fantasy. Pick her.
Okay. Last topic, and this is an important one. This is a really important topic. I mean, I saved the best for last, except you might let me know. Okay. Rafael Nadal has diversified. Diversified meaning expanded his horizons, kind of opened up our mindset about success. In the United States now, tennis has become a very difficult sport to venture around and find quality players everywhere. Either the local clubs have shut down, either there's no investment, either the board of directors doesn't want to pay the internet bill, or whatever it may be. There's a bunch of lazy ass bags around here that don't give a shit about tennis anymore. And it's kind of worldwide in a way. Rafael Nadal, though, is very privy of this. And Rafael Nadal has gotten into world paddleball tennis. So we know that Rafael Nadal has an academy. And we know that tennis as a whole is a dwindling sport, whether it's obesity or whether it's no time to practice or whether it's you live in the United States or whatever. Look, put it this way. If Taylor Fritz and Riley Opelka are your best chances to be great, U.S., oh my goodness, no damn chance. Look, it takes a while to develop a tennis player. Our 6-year-old son or our 9-year-old Gabriella or our 13-year-old Liliana or Christopher, who's 17 and about to go to the Air Force Academy in Colorado, or our 20-year-old who's already there, I would still give them a better chance than any one of those guys to do anything great, right? Because they suck anyway. Okay, the American players isn't now. Okay, well, if you call Taylor Fritz a GOAT, then whatever. All right, so Rafael Nadal has gotten into world paddle tennis.
Good for him.
Okay.
You gotta get smart, yeah, and you gotta invest in other things as well.
Yeah, he's diversifying. So even if tennis kind of fluctuates, then can you read that in Spanish so I can see what it even means? And if not, it's a different dialect.
Aventazo en las previas del WPT Mallorca Challenger en la Rafa Nadal Academy. Os recordamos que la entrada es libre de lunes a miércoles. No se los pierda. Oh, I said it my way.
So I guess he's doing some
paddleball, yeah. I guess he's inviting people. It's free Monday to Wednesday, I think is what he said.
Excellent. Why is this worth bringing up? Because look, the world today is saturated with people that sit next to their beautiful girlfriends or wives or whatever, and they're sitting right next to each other. And this person has a phone. They're looking right here. This person, they're not even together. They're just equally apart, even though they're next to each other, right? Mm-hmm. Racket sports draw people together. Also, another draw. Have you ever played pool billiards, where you shoot the ball? Billiards, pool.
Yeah.
That's another kind of one-on-one sport that's kind of fun, but you lose the workout aspect of it. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But look, plain and simple as getting into diversification in racket sports is a great way to expand your business.
Absolutely.
Pickleball,
unfortunately, is picked up really big.
Diadem, by the way, one of our sponsors. Much love, Adam Friel.
Pickleball. There's paddleball. There's beach tennis. There's a lot of racquetball. There's a lot of different.
Yeah, Diadem was outsold the top 2 other Diadem companies this past year, and we're the #1 pickleball selling company this past year. So I thought that was pretty impressive.
Yeah, we've played pickleball. It's not hard. It's not hard to play. If you can play tennis, you can play pickleball.
All right, ladies and gents, I think that's all I got. I think I got.
The last thing I'm gonna say is I thought some interesting doubles. Sanga and Gasquet playing doubles together.
Really?
Yeah, I said these are the 2 guys that could have been really great players, but it didn't happen. They played against Rune and Cabal. And then the other one I thought was pretty interesting. Townsend and Madison Keys are playing together. And then the worst one that could possibly pair up was Collins and Putin-Seva. That's going to be a loud doubles match.
Putin-Seva's name, when I was a kid, we had these things called garbage pail kids. Has anybody heard of garbage pail kids? Anyway, if you were a child of the 80s or 70s, you would remember. But potty mouth Putin-Seva should have been a good garbage pail kid because she has a really gnarly mouth when she wants to get going. Mm-hmm. Also, too, speaking about gnarly mouths and gnarly things going on, we're a tennis channel. We don't get into geopolitics, but sometimes there's certain things that at least we can bring up. And I don't want to get slammed or lose the video because of bringing it up, but I feel like there's a lot of good minds here that might be able to share some light on this. So currently in the United States and then globally, there's quite a lot of things ongoing. We have inflation right now. If Carl and I leave out of our front door and we need to put gas in the car, it's an average of about $4.20. Let's go $4.20. Let's go $4.20 24/7. But there's a lot of high gas prices. $4.20 a gallon. We drive about 35 miles every day to work and back. Much less the stuff in between. So just in gas, we're dropping like $15-20 a day just in fuel. Look at food. Carla, we go grocery shopping every Monday, and Carla and I went shopping today, and a relatively small basket of food, we had compiled almost $300 in groceries, and we're like, damn, I've got to work for 2 days for just that food. And then if I drive back and forth every week, I have to work another full day just to put gas in my tank. So that means the only money we make is based upon like 2 days. And then if it rains those 2 days, holy shit, you're broke as shit. Anyway, baby formula. Baby formula is an issue, right?
Mhm.
Baby formula, you can't find it. Now, a lot of these baby formulas aren't really quality meals anyway. Like, mommy things. We breastfed all, or she has breastfed every one of our children, every last one of them, without exception, all of them. Some of these formulas contain things like lead and other type of elements that may not be the best thing to ingest. We got the Ukraine war and Russia and this thing going on. We have China and their intentions or their aspirations to Taiwan and global trade and so forth. On this channel, where am I going with this? Tennis in the United States. When was the last grand champion we had? Sampras, maybe. If you call Roddick that, I mean, come on. Roddick just won one major, and because he had a big serve, and that was about it, right? Anyway, we'll get into that. But how do we fix it? How do we create more players? And I'm focusing on the US here only because I live here, and no one can tell me that I can't speak truthfully or credibly because I don't live there. I live here, and I'm telling you, the large majority of US children are lazy. The large majority of US kids are stuck with a phone in their hand. A large majority of the US kids can't get off their ass when they watch their parents freaking sweating to get shit done. They're just like, what? Okay. Well, did you ask me something? Did you ask me something? How do we fix it? Is it that we need to get every cell phone and every computer that kids, I think there should be a pass. There should be a pass. If every kid has a pass, like on their thumb, you can scan it in there with all this technology, right? Every kid has a scannable pass. And if and only if they have made straight A's in the top classes of their school. So if you're going to school and you make B's in like regular classes, get lost, go study. But if you've made straight A's in the most advanced classes, you've done all your homework at home, all your parents have cleared you in a sense that you've been a good kid, then you can have access to some type of device by scanning your finger, and that device will come out and land in your freaking lap. Great. But how do we fix it? In my opinion, is get rid of the damn cell phones. That's the way I would fix it. Get rid of it, get lost. And look, if it's too much of a deal to go hang out with your kids and spend time with them and go get a set of Legos or play a board game or draw a picture or have a paper airplane contest, and all you can do is just to figure out something to take quiet time because you're in the same room and they're in the same rooms and neither one say anything, you got to give them a phone. Get lost. Can't build champions with no socialization, no athleticism, and no sense of being a student at whatever it is you are trying to do. Okay? You can't learn a foreign language by not practicing it. You can't learn to play a sport if you don't hit forehands and backhands. You can't learn to play a sport if you go out and only work out once a week. You take what you learn that your parents for once a week and you go practice that shit.
Chogamai said, Justin, you're so naive. We have the metaverse.
Yes, that's a good point. That's comical. But yes. Okay. So who said that? Trouble Mind. Thank you. I love this guy. Same brainwave. That's the thing. Yeah. You give someone a pair of goggles and they get on the metaverse and they're like, whoa, I'm practicing to be a champion. And then by the time they take the damn metaverse goggles out, they weigh about 794 pounds. They got gravy pouring out of their asshole. Metaverse on these nuts.
All right, man.
Get out and work.
All right, come on.
Or someone else will.
All right.
All right. Anyway, be kind because everyone you meet is fighting a tough battle. And if you don't work hard, if you don't get out and get it done, if you don't get out and tell the truth, if you don't be a soldier, if you don't stand up for what's right, then guess what? Eventually someone else will. Or if you don't, then some other spoiled rich kid is going to just do it because they got enough silver spoon fedness to do it. Who do you want to be? Be the eagle that goes out and hunts their prey and not the damn crow that's given the play. Let's go, man. Fight.
Done?
Peace.
All right, guys. Good night.